Yo, welcome back to another edition of the Coach's Corner. We're back at the Tivoli Tap House where you can get yourself hot wings with a nice cold raspberry blonde. I'm your host, Hector Cervantes, alongside my boy Coltin Lash. Coltin, how you doing, brother?
Hector, hey man, great to see you. I'm happy to be back on the show today with our audience and our viewers, and I'm excited to see what's in store for today.
Got you. Who do we have in store today?
So today, head baseball coach Ryan Strain's going to be joining us to talk a little about fall ball with us. We're also going to have cross-country coach Nick Lara joining us to talk about their cross-country season so far. And then women's cross-country runner Emma Distelrath, her first season here at MSU Denver, will also be joining us today.
Yeah, I'm excited for today's show, but let's get you catch up on some Roadrunners news. Let's start with some volleyball as Coach Glenn's squad opened up conference play at home. They first took on Fort Lewis College and fell behind 9-1 in the first set. But it was all Roadrunners after that, as they would go on to sweep the Shyhawks 3-0. Alyssa Kelly set a career high with 13 kills, while teammate Kayla White recorded her fifth double-double of the season. She would go on and hit her sixth double-double the following night and sweep over Adams State.
So our women's soccer team continued their long road trip this past weekend and first took on New Mexico Highlands on Friday. 7 different Roadrunners scored goals, including 2 from Yaya Gamboa, as the red and blue routed the Cowgirls 8-0. That's a smoke show.
Yeah. The men's soccer team was also on the road this weekend and opened up conference play in Lakewood. Freshman Jerry Gutierrez not only recorded his first collegiate goal this time, but he scored a hat trick in the first half alone, and 2 other Roadrunners would go on to score 1 goal themselves to defeat the Cougars 5-0. On Sunday, the squad jumped out to a 2-0 lead, but Dixie State reeled off 5 straight goals to take the victory on this one.
The golf team competed in the Maverick Invite last week. An incredible second day saw the squad improve their score by 15 strokes, which has included stellar performances from Sydney I, Kika DeZone, and Massey Smith. I shot a 5 over par 76 on day 2. The squad would finish in a tie for 3rd place and finish 22 strokes better than they did at this same tournament last season, Hector. That's pretty impressive.
That's pretty good. So now we welcome in Nick Lara, the head coach for our cross-country team. Coach, thanks for being here today.
Thanks
Good
for
to
having
see
me
you again,
guys.
Nick.
So yeah, we just got the season going, had our first couple meets, had some pretty good performances to start out. We even had an individual winner at the last meet, so things seem to be moving pretty well.
So go ahead.
Sorry. So our fearless leader, Eric, was there. Did he finish in last?
The beer mile? yeah. So I don't think he was last. No, he wasn't last for sure. He wasn't last.
He was not last. Okay.
But he had a good leg on the beer mile. So yeah, we ran the beer mile for the first time last week, which is going to be a fundraising opportunity for the cross country and track program. And we're going to do another one actually on Halloween. That's costume oriented, so anybody that's listening or watching, they should definitely come out and get a relay together and come out and enjoy some fun.
That sounds awesome. I think I might take part in that, Nick.
Yeah, I think it's a good time. It's a 4x4. You run 1 quarter. You chug your beer first, and then you run a quarter, and then when you come around, you tag your teammate, and the next person goes in and does it. So it was a lot of fun to try, and I think this should be fun for everybody on Halloween again.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun time. So, Nick, talk to us a little bit about your first meet as a head coach. It was at the Rust Buster. How did it go? What was kind of going through your mind through this?
Yeah, anytime you're taking over a program, it's always different. But the first race, I was a little nervous, and I thought the training leading up to it went pretty good. And and as a group as a whole, we looked pretty good. I think that was the end result for it all. I think we're about 30 to 45 seconds ahead of where we were this time last year, which is a good thing. And so coming away from the meet, it was just very positive on from the runners and then also for myself. So
that's great to hear.
So the following weekend, you went back to Colorado Springs and took part on the Colorado College Invitational. Your women's squad finished in 3rd place, which included a 1st place finish from Adelaine Grudel. What went right for the team and for Adelaine?
Yeah, I think to start out the second race, we tried to run a little bit more conservatively. We probably would have placed a little bit better. How do we run a little bit of a more aggressive race plan? But we're still learning and growing through some of those things. Alden's looked fantastic in the early part of the training and has done a good job with really listening. And so I think I think we're all starting to see that hard work pay off. And so, she ended up winning the race. When she took the lead, she was probably about 15 seconds off the leader and ended up winning probably by, 15 or 20 seconds, going to the finish. So almost like a 45-second turnaround, which was amazing to watch. So, I think she's improving quite a bit, and we'll see how the rest of the season plays out.
That's great.
So the men finished 3rd and were led by Jacob Link, who finished the race in 6th. How did the meet go for the guys?
Yeah, the guys, they've looked good also. Most of the first couple of meets have been a learning experience for us. Running a couple different race tactics, trying to get better at doing things that they're not really used to. But Jake's been a top performer for us, obviously in the first meet, and then the second meet, he's kind of just been taking over. And so the rest of the guys, obviously looked really well too. So we have some young freshmen that are kind of learning to run the 8K distance. And so you can start seeing them starting to figure things out a little bit. And that'll only bode well for us as we progress into the season.
Yep, the team chemistry is probably coming together a little bit too as well.
Yeah, and like I said, like in the first time we met him, like just getting them to understand and getting that same belief system is going to be huge for us. And so you're starting to see that kind of start clicking in practices, and as we progress into next week into our home meet, I think you're going to see some big things coming.
100%.
So what did you like from the first 2 meets, and what are you looking to improve on?
Yeah, obviously, we want to do better as a team. That's first and foremost, and we got a big task ahead of us at our home meet, and then we fly to Chicago the following week for a big test. And so, we're going to have to be road warriors a little bit in the next couple of weeks and move along. The first couple of meets were great. There was everything I expected them to. The first race we ran a little bit aggressive. The second race we ran a little bit conservative. So again, we're just trying to work on some tactical things and get them used to doing things that they're not really familiar with. And so I was pleased with the outcome of those 2 things.
So when it comes down to like racing, seconds matter a lot, right? I mean, I myself cannot like run and just like, keep going. I'm pretty sure you're very proud of your team, right?
Yeah, I'm super excited for them. Like I said, everything's been learning up to this point, and all signs point to us like moving this thing forward in a really positive way. The guys entered the year not ranked in the regional rankings. The second week that we competed, we were ranked already jumping up in the rankings. So hopefully that just continues to grow. And same thing with the ladies. They started kind of on the lower end of the regional rankings. They're starting to jump up some rankings, and they're all really motivated to kind of make an impact. I think that's huge for us.
So your next meet will be a little bit closer to home. Just tell us about that invite that's coming up a little bit.
Yeah, really excited about hosting our home meet. It should be a fun race. There should be some halfway decent RMAC schools in the mix, and then we got a team coming in from the East Coast in Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, and they're a pretty good team, and so we look forward to competing against them. Yeah, the home meet's coming up, and then we have another like open 5K for people that just want to join and come out and run in the morning, and so that'll be fun. So it should be a pretty good event. Like overall, I think we'll see some good teams, and then also it'll be fun to watch some people that just want to come out and enjoy the morning and run 5K.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So we're going to have Emma Distelrath a little bit later on the show. Can you tell us a little bit about her?
Yeah, Emma's just a wonderful person. She is really fun to be around. She came from Michigan. I call her the transplant, but I think she probably hates that. But yeah, she's just an awesome girl. She's proved so much since the first time since she showed up on campus, and so I really think that there are big things coming from Emma. Right now, she's kind of our 3rd or 4th runner, but as we progress in the season, I really think she's going to have a major impact on the team as a whole. So yeah, Emma's awesome.
That's great. So we're gonna give you some Roadrunner trivia.
Okay.
So every week we try.
I'm not good at this, but other than
No worries. So every week we try to stamp a coach with some trivia regarding that coach's respective program. Since you're new to this, we're going to give you an easy multiple choice question.
Okay, let's do it.
You ready? All right. So who's the top Roadrunner women's finisher at the Roadrunners Invitational last season? Is it A, Mel Smith? Is it B, Sabrina Rudder? Or is it C, Wonder Woman?
I want to say Wonder Woman just on the principle, but
Yes.
I think it's probably, if I had to guess, it might be Sabrina.
That is correct. That's totally correct.
You got it, Coach. So now's your chance for a bonus point. Do you know who the top Roadrunner male finisher was at the Roadrunner Invite in 2018?
It was probably Jake Ling.
Yep, got it. 2 for 2. Good
Nice.
job, Coach.
I like that. You keep spitting them off.
It's too good.
I'm accepting all challenges tonight.
He's too good. He was claiming he's not good, and now he's dragging. Oh my God, what is this?
2 for 2.
That's crazy. Well, Coach, thank you so much for being here. I mean, we could give you more, but you probably get ahead, you know?
Yeah, next time.
Try to keep you.
I think I get to come back on in November, so
All right. Yeah,
All
we'll,
right.
we'll bring
the
you
tougher
back.
questions.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Wonder
thank you
Woman
so
will
much.
not be one of the answers next time.
Too bad.
I'll be Batman.
Could be.
Could be. Yeah, you never know.
Good to see you, Coach.
All right,
Thank
guys.
you.
I appreciate it.
All right. So time for a break. But first, we're going to bring you the tweet of the week. It comes from the volleyball team's account after the squad took care of business on Hispanic night. Michaela McClinton tuvo 13 puntos de ataque, 10 de bloqueo y un porcentaje de golpeo de .579. Eso es fantástico, ¿no creen que no lo creen? Aunque no me entienden, pero ya cae. Okay, we're gonna be back after this break. We'll be talking some baseball, so stay tuned.
In the heart of the city, Metropolitan State University of Denver is holding the line on the American dream. Our students come from every background and experience. They are tenacious, purposeful, entrepreneurial. They choose the highest quality and best value in Colorado higher education, and they choose their own roads for more than 70 undergrad and graduate degrees. Relevant, hands-on, and affordable education. Discover your road to success at msudenver.edu.
Let's go!
Watch out and in! The Roadrunners have responded. Kendall McIntosh throwing it down.
Welcome back. And before we chat with Coach Strain, we want to tell you that our friends at the Tap House are having a party on October 2nd. They'll be hosting a mini American Beer Festival party right here next Wednesday from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. All kinds of different breweries will be featured here at the Tivoli Tap House. You can purchase the tickets now on their Facebook page at Tivoli Beer. The Tivoli Beer. It's going to be a great time, and you don't want to miss any of it. So now we say hello to our baseball coach, Ryan Strain. Coach, thank you for being here today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for being here, Coach.
So we got a lot of questions to ask you, but first some fans are wondering what happened to the Rockies. You know, what's going on there? Maybe you could go on and maybe coach for them next season. What do you think?
Well, I think Bud Black's doing a pretty good job, but it's a tough deal. I mean, you know, they kind of a little bit similar situation to us last year. When you lose some pitching, you know, it's tough. And unfortunately, had some guys get hurt and not pitch as well as they hoped. And it's not been the year that they were hoping for, but hopefully they'll bounce back next year and get back in the playoffs.
So speaking of the majors, Coach, Matt Malkin has quite the adventure since joining the Giants last season. How's it gone for Matt, and where's he at now?
It's gone well for him. I mean, it's kind of a crazy story. I mean, he, came to us at semester and obviously had a great year for us and didn't hear his name get drafted, but then able to get picked up as a free agent, and he spent time at several different levels. He even was a part of a couple teams that got into the playoffs, so hopefully he'll get a couple of rings for those teams. But I saw Matty last weekend at our alumni event. He came out and played golf, and he's doing well, just kind of relaxing right now, and then we'll get started back up training and get ready for spring training in March.
Awesome.
So have you talked with Matt at any point during his adventure? And what were those conversations like? Was it a tough transition to move up and down?
Yeah, I mean, we talk quite a bit. I mean, we shoot texts back and forth, and kind of when we talked to him when he was getting into it, I mean, being a catcher, the good thing is if he can catch a little bit and throw, and the pitchers like throwing to him, then he's going to be able to stay around for a while. And the great thing for him was that they had confidence that they were able to move him around. I just got all the way up to AAA and got a few at-bats there. He was in high A, and then he got sent to the short season team, which is where a lot of the new prospects that signed this year were at. So to have him be able to do several different things, and he got a chance to play first base a little bit too. So I think the organization really liked him, and that's the main thing. If they like you, you're working hard, and he'll have a chance to stick around for a little while.
Does he have any idea where he'll start next season?
I don't think so yet. I mean, a lot will come down to when he gets to spring training and how he does there, and kind of what other guys are doing, what other prospects that they have, in the organization. So, we're just hoping that he gets there, does well in spring training, and then he can break with the team, when they break for camp, in April.
So speaking of the minors, Julian Garcia is also working his way up. Can you tell us how he's doing and where he's been at?
He had a great summer. Julian, I didn't get to coach him, but I've got to know him, quite a bit over the last few years since I've been here. He trains at a place that uses our field during the winter. They come out and work out, so he's out there a couple times a week during the winter. And he also played in our golf tournament, so it was great to have both those guys back. But he got all the way up to AA and had a great year. So, I'm sure he's hoping that, have a good off season, come back strong, go to spring training and see what happens, whether he gets, sent back to AA or maybe he gets sent to AAA. But, we talked about it. He just keeps working hard. You never know. He might get a shot to get to the big leagues.
So staying with the former players team, you held your big alumni weekend over this last few days. Tell us a little bit about that and who was involved.
Yeah, it was a great thing. I mean, Coach Otis started this before I got here, and a guy named Tim Carlson that played here, coached here, has kind of helped Jared get everything set up in the years past. And when I took over, he asked if I wanted some of his help, and I said for sure. And so he's helped us. And so we had alumni night on Friday night that was just for the alumni, and they came out and took BP and had home run derby, and it was just good to see a lot of those players. But a lot of guys back that I coached the last couple of years, and same with Coach Otis and some of the older guys. And then on Saturday we had a golf tournament, and we had 77 golfers, which is the most they've had. So we continue to grow. I think my first year we had like 40-some. I think last year we were in the 50s. And so hopefully it keeps growing, and hopefully we get more alums back. And it was a fun 2 days.
What course did you guys play golf at?
We played an Applewood golf course out in Golden.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I'm familiar with that course.
It was fun. I mean, they played there the last few years, and they've been great hospitality. Guys like it, and so we had fun. We played 18 holes, we had a lot of games going on, and raised a good amount of money for the program, which was awesome.
So can you tell us who the oldest player is?
I don't even know who would be the oldest one. Yeah, who one of the older guys were. I don't even know. Probably shouldn't even say. They probably get mad at me. But we did have, for the most part, being honest, most of the guys that came back were some of the younger players. Probably maybe Eric Larson, those guys that were here way back when. That he probably was one of the oldest golfers that we had from the past. But hopefully we can get some of those older guys back. I mean, that's the biggest thing is, there was some coaching changeover before Coach Otis took over. And so, a lot of different alums for a lot of different coaches. So it's a lot easier getting my guys back as I coached them. But to try to get those older guys back, we're going to continue to do it each year in September, and hopefully it continues to grow.
So, Coach, while it's such a great time to see them and catch up, why is it so important for them to come back and be a part of the program even after they've left?
Well, I think it's just building a tradition, being proud of what they did, and when you go to university and it's your alma mater, you want to be proud and be happy to go back, and so it's fun for our older guys, the guys on our team to see the older guys come back and just talk about their experiences and how much, the programs continue to grow, how much the athletic department has continued to support the baseball program, and just seeing the new things that we're doing that are, enhancing the program. So, hopefully keep getting those guys back, and then, hopefully we'll get them to donate some money too to help our guys out.
Yeah. So did you have any home run derby winners, or are they rusty?
We did. Donnie Ortiz Jr. Won the home run derby. He finished 2 years ago. So most of the younger guys did pretty well, but there was quite a few guys came out, hit home runs, and we lost a lot of baseballs, but Donnie was the eventual winner, and he looks like he could still play for us.
That's awesome. So let's get into your current crop of kids for this season, Coach. Have you started fall ball yet, and what are some things that you're looking from just from your team this fall before you get going?
Yeah, we just started team practice a couple weeks ago. We're starting week 3 of that. So, we brought in 13 new guys this year. So we've got some new guys along with. We returned, quite a bit of the guys that started, at least from the offensive side. We lost some good hitters and we lost a couple good pitchers as well. But, we have a good nucleus back. But we did bring in some new guys. 7 of those 13 were high school guys. And then we had some junior college transfers and then some kids that transferred from Division I schools. So it's a good mix, just trying to get them acclimated to how we try to do things and where they fit in the program, and then most importantly, just seeing them compete for jobs. I tell our guys all the time, we've got several guys at each position that can play for us, and so what are you going to do to stand out, which has been, fun for our staff, that we feel like the depth is really good. The 36 players we have, we feel like we could put any one of them in a game and they'd have success. So it's been a good fall so far, but we still got a few more weeks to see what happens and then get ready for the spring.
Sounds good.
So you have some scrimmages coming up, right? Including a game against Garden City Community College this Friday. What are the plans on attack in terms of who's playing where and how long the pitchers will go?
Yeah, it's going to be unique. We're going to try to play 18 innings. So we're going to start at 9 a.m. and try to play as much as we possibly can. So kind of with the rules and regulations and the hours that we have, we've had to split up our team really into 2 teams. And so we're going to try to get our guys as many at-bats as they can. Most pitchers will only go an inning. We'll have a few of the guys that will go a couple innings. But we've still got quite a few guys that are injured from last year. And, so there's going to be some guys that aren't going to be able to take part in the first scrimmage. But overall, we'll get a lot of innings, get some at-bats, get to play somebody else, and then also get to see some of their players too, because we've had several Garden City players that have played for us in the past, and we're recruiting a couple of them right now, so it'll be good for both of us.
Well, Coach, it was a great time meeting you, getting to know you. We wish you the best in the scrimmage this Friday. So before we go into a break, we're going to be getting to know Emma Distelrath from the cross-country team. We'll be right back with Coach's Corner.
Enough. Yeah, I'm over it.
We shouldn't need commercials to tell you we're powerful.
No thanks.
Genders don't play sports. Athletes do.
I'm Kay van Heiningen, junior forward for the men's basketball team.
So here's Stoudemeyer. That one is vehemently rejected by Kane Van Heiningen.
And you're watching the Coach's Corner. Get ready.
So glad you're back, and before we chat with Emma, we want to remind you that you need to follow us on Facebook, where we're at MSU Denver Roadrunners, and you can follow all 16 of our sports all season long. From feature stories, highlights, interviews, and more, don't miss any of it from your Roadrunners of 2019-2020 season. We now say hello to Emma from the cross-country team. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thank you.
So when Coach told you that you're going to be on TV, what were your thoughts? Yeah, were you like, oh, I made it to the big screen? What was it like?
I was like, all right, I'm in. He's like, really? But yeah.
That's great.
So you're not from here in Denver. How did you make it out to downtown Denver?
So I'm from Michigan, and I'm an integrative healthcare major, and that's not really something that's offered out there. So I found Metro because it was the first public institution in America to offer that.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's awesome. What are some differences just from being out here to living back in Michigan?
Running at altitude.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't breathe, but it's okay. We're getting there.
Have you been getting adjusted to that a little bit?
Yes, I definitely think it, over the first, few weeks, it's been a lot better since then, but definitely a big change.
Yeah.
So we were talking to your coach earlier, and he was telling us that he's calling you a transplant because you come from Michigan. How do you feel about that? Are you offended?
I'm like, really, dude? But yeah, I kind of just came to accept it because he's kind of right. But I plan to be here for a long time, so.
So how did you get into running? Have you always been a runner, or did you play other sports? Or?
Yeah, so I grew up playing like all sports. My freshman year of high school, I actually played 3 fall sports before the season was over because I couldn't decide what I wanted to do. But that was when I found out I would really rather run than play volleyball, or I was a swimmer as well.
Oh.
So yeah, this is like my 7th cross-country season.
Oh,
Okay.
that's crazy. That's good.
If you weren't gonna do running, what other sport would you go with?
Probably swimming.
Swimming?
Yeah, I swam from when I was 7 years old, and I stopped when I was like 14. So that was definitely a big part of my life, and like contributed to why I enjoy racing and running so much.
Awesome.
So it says on your bio at roadrunnersathletic.com that you're majoring in integrative healthcare. Before you call me a creep, I didn't look this up. I was already given it. So can you tell us a little bit about that?
So integrative healthcare is like an approach to healthcare that uses conventional medical treatments along with alternative medical treatments. So it's more about like preventing diseases than just treating them after you already have them.
So is this your senior year?
It's my junior year.
Junior year, all right.
So how has the season gone for you so far? You've run in a couple meets. Are things going different than they did at your previous school? What's coach having you do in practice or at the meets?
We run a lot more than I did at my previous school, but so far it's going really well. Everyone on the team is like really stepping it up with this training plan, but like everyone seems to be acclimating very well, and our races have went great so far, so we're hoping to just carry that momentum on to the rest of the season.
That's what coach was mentioning. He said you guys went from being unranked and you're moving up the ranks, so that's happy to hear that for you.
Yes, thank you.
So talking about coach, what kind of coach is he during training?
He's intense, but in the best way. So yeah, we run a lot and work really hard every day, but it's all coming together, and we're hoping to see some results when it matters at the end of the season. So
yeah. So you mentioned you like swimming, right? So have you ever been into a competition swimming wise?
Yes, I did that for a long time.
How does that go?
It's awesome. It's super hard.
Yeah,
yeah, I would say swimming's also like a great way to cross train for running. I don't really have access to a pool like I used to, but when you do have the opportunity, it's a great way to stay in shape for running.
So is the weather here versus back in Michigan? Tell us a little bit about that.
Michigan is humid, so when it's 90 degrees here versus when it's 90 degrees in Michigan, it's a lot hotter in Michigan. But yes, it also doesn't rain here, and I really miss rain.
Yeah.
Because it rains a lot there.
Yep. What about like the winter, colder winters there?
It's super cold there, so I haven't really experienced a full winter here yet, but I like the cold.
Yeah, definitely.
So tell us a little bit about your chain you got going on there.
My, this?
Yes.
Oh, so it's a company called Bullets for Peace.
Okay.
And the guy who founded the company is from California, and he grew up in the Middle East around like a lot of violence, and he decided he wanted to make something like positive out of like a negative childhood. So he started collecting like bullet castings and arrowheads and making jewelry out of them. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's very cool. So thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me,
So
guys.
before we say goodbye, we want to tell you about some Roadrunner action this weekend. Our women's golf team is currently competing at the RJGA. Shout out at Estrella in Arizona. They begin day 2 tomorrow, and we want to wish the entire squad the best of luck. Our volleyball team will be in the road, but they won't be far from home, venturing to Denver and Lakewood. They'll first battle nationally ranked Regis on Friday at 5 p.m. Then against Colorado Christian at 3 p.m. on Saturday. Check out roadrunnersathletic.com to find the video link in case you can't make it out to the matches themselves.
Our women's soccer team will finish up their long road trip this weekend. They'll travel to Grand Junction to face off against Colorado Mesa on Friday night at 7 p.m. Then it's a Sunday game against Western Colorado at 1. The men will be back at home at the Regency Athletic Complex with matches this Friday and Sunday. First, they'll welcome in always tough Colorado Mesa at 3 on Friday. Then they're going to go toe-to-toe with Fort Lewis on Sunday at 1. Roadrunners TV will be out there all weekend long to bring you all the action from downtown Denver.
We also want to announce this week's Student Athlete of the Week. Drum rolls. And it's going to be Alyssa Killing, who had a tremendous weekend on the volleyball court. This senior led the team 2 wins and pounded out career-high 13 kills on Friday while matching a career-high in blocks with 10. She added 12 more kills on Saturday and has her team flying high with a 7-3 overall record. Great job, Alyssa. So now time to say goodbye, but before we want to say thanks to Coach Lara, Coach Strain, and Emma for coming on today. For Hector Cervantes,
I'm
Cervantes
Coltin Lash.
for Coach Lash. Thank you for
We'll see you guys
being
next
here.
week. Thank you.
Peace.